Magjowa ka in just 7 days!
God!
Iba't 7 years na, wala pati. Misleading claims? Learn more at asc.com.ph.
Ad Standards Council for Responsible Advertising.
Catapult Digital is a global digital marketing agency. We set ourselves apart through collaboration with our partners, not competition. From simple digital media placement, our drive for success has developed new services in building an e-commerce ecosystem. From market research, web tech and app development, search ad marketing, community management, and creative and content production. Catapult Digital remains united with their colleagues in their collective goal to make the digital space a better place for clients, consumers, and beyond.
Hello, PANA members. As the marketing landscape shifts toward an AI-driven future, the need to lead with technical confidence has never been greater. Today, we are introducing a specialized track from the PANA CDM Marketing Leaders Program, designed to help you see your advantage in this new era of marketing, exclusively for our community. If you're looking for a focused, deep dive into the technology, we are offering the CDM AI for Marketing certification as a standalone program. This is a 6-day certification designed to help you apply AI across your entire marketing workflow, from planning to execution. You'll master critical skills like campaign opportunity mapping and AI-powered audience insights, predictive campaign testing and data-driven optimization, plus marketing workflow automation for faster content and media execution. PANA members can enroll in this standalone program at a 50% discount. Instead of the standard rate of 39,490 pesos, you can secure your spot for just 19,745 pesos. But remember, this massive discount is strictly limited to the first 50 enrollees. For those who want to unlock the full marketing leaders experience, we have the Brand Masters Collab Bundle. This option pairs the AI for Marketing program with industry-wide recognition and elite networking. By choosing the bundle, you receive full access to the Brand Masters Collab 2026, official graduation recognition, and a listing in the Leaders Directory. Brand recognition, positioning your organization as an investor in future-ready talent. This complete package, valued at over 50,000 pesos, is yours for only 26,000 pesos. Again, this special bundle rate is also limited to the first 50 enrollees. Whether you choose the standalone certification or the full leadership bundle, the time to act is now. Scan the QR code on your screen to register and secure your 50% discount. For any questions, feel free to contact the CDM team or the PANA Secretariat. See your advantage today and lead the AI revolution in Philippine marketing.
Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat, especially to our valued PANA advertisers and brand builders. Welcome to the 5th General Membership Meeting of the Philippine Association of National Advertisers. We also extend our warm greetings to our industry partners, colleagues from the academe, and our followers on the PANA Facebook page. This afternoon, let us explore timely and thought-provoking discussions centered on the evolving impact of AI on creativity, innovation, and the way marketers and agencies collaborate in today's changing landscape. Through this session, we hope to share meaningful insights and practical learning that will help all of us better navigate the opportunities and challenges ahead as we continue to grow and transform together as an industry. But before we proceed, just a few reminders to all PANA members and industry colleagues. First, attention to all future industry rock stars. It's time for you to level up. Brand Academy 2026 brings together some of the brightest minds shaping the future of responsible advertising and marketing, branding, creativity, and AI. Happening on June 5, next week na, 11, 19, and 26. This year's program is designed to equip today's marketers with fresh thinking, practical insights, and future-ready perspectives. Get ready for inspiring conversation, meaningful learning, valuable networking, and an experience that will change the way you think about brands and the evolving role of AI in our industry. Don't miss the learning, the energy, and the opportunity to grow alongside with fellow marketers and industry leaders. Secure your slots now. I think we still have few slots available. Visit PANA website, PANA Facebook page, or inquire at email@pana.com.ph to register your team. So start na po ito next week. We still have few slots left. So please enroll your team now. Special thanks to our venue partners, Publici Manila, TikTok, Unilab, and the Asian Institute of Management. And of course, to our sponsor, the Bank of the Philippine Islands, or BPI. Another exciting program coming your way very soon as PANA and CDM present the Brand Masters Collab 2026. This is happening on September 9 at Makati Diamond Residences. Centered on the theme, The Human Edge, Brand Building in the Age of AI, this year's conference will explore how brands can successfully navigate the rapid transformation brought about by AI while preserving the qualities that remain distinctly human: authenticity, cultural relevance, emotional connection, and strategic brand judgment. Bringing together respected foreign and local industry leaders and AI experts, the conference aims to spark meaningful conversation on how organizations can embrace AI as a powerful tool while continuing to build brands that genuinely connect the people. So mark your calendar, brand builders and industry friends, September 9 at the Makati Diamond Residences. For ticket reservation and partnership inquiries, please email Eileen Lucero of the PANA Secretariat at alucero@pana.com.ph, or please visit our website or our Facebook page for Brand Master Collab updates. The Human Edge, Brand Building in the Age of AI. Because while technology can accelerate creativity and efficiency, meaningful brands are still built on human insight, emotion, culture, and connection. All right, so we encourage all PANA members to regularly check and read official PANA emails, as we have recently been sending important communications that may require your response, your participation, or immediate attention. If you have not been receiving emails from us in the recent weeks, please let us know so we can verify and update our records accordingly. As an inclusive organization, PANA remains committed to engaging all member companies on important industry matters and initiatives that may impact your brands and organizations. We also encourage everyone to regularly update your company representation with us, especially if there have been some changes in panel representatives, and this is really to help us maintain a smooth and active line of communication. And to everyone tuning in who is not yet a PANA member, this is the sign you've been waiting for. Be part of a dynamic community of brand builders, marketers, and advertisers who learn, share, and grow together. From traditional to digital advertising and now AI, from self regulation to responsible advertising, plus valuable research and insights from our trusted industry partners, all of these come together no less than here in PANA. If you're ready to level up your game and stay ahead of what's next, we'd love to have you in our organization. Send your inquiry to email at pana.com.ph or visit pana.com.ph, and let's build the future of marketing together. And speaking of members, here's an exciting treat exclusively for PANA members. We've got a live giveaway happening right now, exclusively again for all PANA members. So all you need to do is you must be a registered participant of today's GMM. You are currently tuning live at the PANA GMM via PANA Facebook page. And in the comments section, type the company you are representing together with hashtag PANA GMM. Again, type the company you are representing and use hashtag PANA GMM. That's it. And you're in. We'll be picking 30 lucky winners throughout the session. So keep posting those PANA member companies with hashtag PANA GMM and stay engaged and sagot na namin yung lunch nyo. All right, so don't miss this chance to win while learning. So please keep on posting. All right, on to our GMM proper. It is my privilege to introduce to you our first speaker. Jardy Adolfo currently leads the brand partnership for TikTok in the Philippines, primarily for the CPG sector. He has over 15 plus years of commercial, sales, and digital marketing across brands and digital platforms, exposing him to various key industries and brands of varying digital maturity. Please welcome our first GMM speaker, Hardy Adolfo from TikTok. Good afternoon, Jardy.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
All right, the spotlight is yours.
All right. Good afternoon to all members and to PANA. Thank you for the opportunity for today's session. And it's quite exciting in terms of topic because I guess this is a discussion that's happening across all businesses right now, especially those who are venturing on the field of AI and also trying to marry how this can be of benefit to their businesses. Now, specific to this topic, my presentation will be focused on how can we leverage AI to answer one big opportunity or challenge, which is primarily on creatives. And I guess a lot of marketers here would be feeling the rapid changes that we're seeing when it comes to the creative landscape. So without further ado, let's begin. All right, so this is me. So I'll be talking about the generative AI-powered creative solutions that we have in the platform, but on the lens of how this can help marketers and business owners to fill in that creative gap. All right, so maybe let's begin on why there's a big focus when it comes to creative or to solving this particular business lever. In a recent study that was done by McKinsey, it is seen that creative is a growth engine for businesses. And this is very much true when it comes to our platform that we see, wherein a lot of businesses actually see this as a multiplier for achieving business results. And this cuts across organic revenue growth and even ROI. But what's happening now is that creative demand is outpacing production capacity. And for those of you listening here, those who are directly involved in the day-to-day creation of creative assets, I know that you are feeling this daily. There's now a demand when it comes to churning out a lot more assets in terms of variations, in terms of creative ideas. And that's primarily because the maturity level of the market has really grown so fast. There's now higher churn when it comes to media consumption, and primarily in TikTok, where there's a lot faster media consumption. There is also a big demand for the brands to keep up and to grab attention. In fact, we are seeing that this demand would grow by almost 5x going into 2027, is predicted by Adobe. And this is where AI would come in to solve this big problem. So in the past, what we're trying to do is to iterate as much as possible a key visual or a mother creative, and we come up with a variation of maybe three or four, and then we go with that. But because it has evolved dramatically, especially on the digital side, we're seeing that it's no longer the case. You need a lot more. And to keep up with quantity also means you must not sacrifice quality. So creative quantity and quality is a big problem that AI will be able to help us solve. Not entirely, but be a very good tool for us to really try and solve it that aligns with our business objectives and our different constraints. We've seen that in recent studies as well, executives see AI as a way to drive growth because of automation and also in terms of scaling different efforts. All right. And in TikTok, and this is very true for those who are embedded in the platform. We've seen our number of hours in terms of view time actually grow so much in the past few years. And there's a big question now to keep up with the creative requirement in terms of quantity and AI coming in. Is there really merit to really go into that? Because there's a lot of questions on authenticity, wherein the platform is well known for. But actually, in a recent survey, we've seen that TikTok users believe that AI can enhance this experience and still keep the authenticity. And I guess this is where, as a platform, we're quite unique because our algorithm follows a content graph, meaning it's less about who you follow, but really more of the content that resonates more with you. And that's why the feed that you have, your FYP, is very customized to what is personal to you and what is more sticky in terms of the topics. And that's regardless whether it's coming from a creator that you love or it's aided by AI. All right. So in TikTok, this is how we try to help brands, marketers, and creators to actually solve for this creative gap. So first off, it's built for platform. So we try to provide tools that make it seamless for creators and all the members of the ecosystem, whether that be brands or even users, to actually create TikTok first content with a lot of easy to use and intuitive tools. It's also built for performance, and I guess it's a big question for a lot of the brands here. For those that we're working very closely in terms of brands and businesses, you would know that these tools exist. And even our agency partners would also have their own proprietary tools that can help link together with the different tools that we have to enable that scaled ideation and creation and driving variation of these creatives. So it's built for platform, building for performance, and building for the people that actually use them. All right. And for today, I won't go into detail, but I'll be sharing with you our primary tool and platform in helping brands to solve this creative gap. And this is TikTok Symphony. Those of you who attended many of our events and our forums would have known this already, but we highly encourage everyone to actually try it out for themselves because it has gone through a lot of changes as well to make it very easy and intuitive for brands, creators, and even simple users to actually use it. All right. So TikTok Symphony is your one-stop shop when it comes to creative solutions. That is TikTok first. There may be a lot of other AI-powered tools that are out there that can also solve this, but what makes it unique is that it is seamlessly integrated with the whole TikTok ecosystem. So you have Symphony Creative Studio, which I would be focusing for today, which help you create TikTok fit content, whether that be from ideation or creation of or production, and even creating different variations of your existing KVs. Next is in Ads Manager. It makes it intuitive as well for agencies and brands to actually optimize their creatives in real time. And for those who are requiring a more sophisticated creative quantity and quality solution, we have Symphony API that connects seamlessly with the existing systems that you have to create AI-powered production at scale. All right. But as we go through this, there's a lot of question about governance and how we're able to protect something that is powered by community, powered by collaboration, and be protected with the different variations and scale that AI provides. So in TikTok, as part of our community guidelines and our commitment to our users, protecting our community is of utmost importance. But this is also balanced with not curtailing creative expression. So this is the balance that we are espousing in even in our AI solutions such as Symphony. So we maintain transparency by disclosing that the content is generated by AI, and you will see that later. We ensure that there's no real private or public figures or deepfakes that will be created out of consent. We also restrict editing or splicing of materials that misleads people about real world events. And this is part of our bigger community guidelines to protect the users from fake news. And also, we reinforce that advertisers should be responsible for any AI generated content, meeting copyright and all of the patents, etc., that comes with the use of AI. And bringing this all together, this is our philosophy. It's a human-powered AI-accelerated creative ideation for all of our partners, users, and creators. This is, in a simple equation, you can put it as combining human creativity multiplied by AI efficiency to create more reach, more relevance, and more return. So it's very important that we keep the human side of it because that's really what powers the platform. A lot of you would see and notice that it's a lot more sticky in the platform. It's a lot, you spend more time without knowing it because of the authenticity of the content that you see there and how relevant it is for you. That's where human creativity comes in because these are inputs coming from advertisers, from creators, from production partners. All of these ideas come into play. AI as a tool is there to make it more efficient and make it easy for brands to scale this creativity. So from ideation, you have AI to suggest all of the different categories that are trending, share with you information that is relevant for your brand, to lead to a more efficient production. And we also have generative AI solutions through the power of Symphony to help you come up with the production quality and quantity that you need. And when you already have it, how can you optimize further, but still centered on the creative idea that is produced all with human creativity behind it? All right. So I will now dive into the first part, which is on the creative production portion. So I'll just use this as a prompt. What if I'm an advertiser looking to launch a new campaign on TikTok? Let's use this as a use case, or maybe for that matter, just a brand that wants to launch a campaign. And these three difficulties may be very common or day to day for a lot of brands here. It's very difficult to find creative ideas that work. So you have this idea, you just don't know, is this what's going to work in the platform? Or number two, I have budget and resource constraints, meaning I only have enough resources to create one or maybe maximum of 5 variations for my creative. Or really, I don't have enough creative volume to keep up with the requirement to make it more effective. So this is where AI would come in. It's a typical scenario, I guess, that a lot of us would be encountering day to day. Okay. So in TikTok, we have Creative Studio that answers all of these three difficulties for brands. It makes it easy for them to actually go around and make it really fun in terms of finding the solution. It's your end-to-end platform to ideate, create, and scale your ideas. So where does creative production actually comes in contact with AI? So in the past, those of you who are long in the industry already, you would have one session doing inspiration or trying to craft a brief as a creative idea. While it's still there, we have AI to help navigate the conversation much faster because we're able to show you what is trending in TikTok, what are the templates that work, and what are the ideas that you may not be seeing because of the so dynamic nature of the platform. And when you already have that big idea, the next big question is, how do I generate this if I don't have enough resources? Now, there are a lot of Gen AI models out there. You would see that across other platforms. What makes this unique is that the creatives, the assets that you will create, can seamlessly integrate already with the ecosystem in TikTok. So that creates that seamless experience for you to solve your creative gap. And lastly, and this is where a lot of brands are venturing right now in terms of solution, is how do you keep up with the need for quantity through variation of your creatives? This is primarily true when it comes to branding campaigns, but even more true when it comes to lower funnel campaigns. Now, in TikTok, because we're a full funnel platform, we're the only one that really connect the awareness part of your campaign all the way to conversion. This variation and the requirement in terms of quantity actually varies as you go down the funnel. Especially now, who of those of you who are preparing for 6-6, you would see that variation is your answer to the creative quantity requirement to keep up with the huge requirement for double D, especially coming for 6-6. So how do I scale using and knowing what creative to scale? That's where the platform can also help. All right, so let's start with inspiration. So not going to detail, but gonna show you just what you can do about it. In Symphony, you can find the creative that works in terms of template. You can find inspiration on the topics that are being discussed. We have a huge library of winning ideas that you can start from, ideate from, recreate. Yeah, you can also launch using existing templates that are already trending, so that you can already ride that wave, especially if it's very tactical. But if you're looking for a more strategic idea inspiration, you can also call through the huge library of existing best case campaigns that are already running in the platform. In generation, and this is where it really goes into a lot of web already, because it really enables creativity to be produced with platform first creative at scale. So first, image generation. I know this is available as well in other platforms, but what makes it unique is it's very embedded already in the ecosystem. From creating a prompt, a text, going into an image, and using that image to even create videos, similar to what you see here. You may already also have existing mother videos, mother creatives, and you just want to iterate from it. Using that reference video, you can actually combine it with the winning template, the one that you've seen in the Inspire portion, and recreate a more customized, aligned, or collaboration with that kind of format to make an entirely new asset. Or you can just prompt Symphony to create a new video for you. All of these are meant to enable creativity in creating various formats and various iterations needed to launch a campaign that is platform first. All right. And for those who are already looking at an existing campaign, you just want to optimize further, variation is the next big thing that you should be looking at. Okay. So these are just some samples of what you can do in terms of variation. A lot of the brands that we talk to actually venture into different areas of the Philippines, such as the rural areas. And in those areas, we see that there's a higher affinity when it comes to local dialects. So translation and dubbing, while this is a well-known framework already being done, how do you scale this? So in Symphony, you can already translate and dub using local dialects and even different languages, especially for those businesses that are in the export side of the industry or are focusing on creating an asset that is meant to serve multi markets. This is a good feature to scale. Next is remixing videos, and this is one of our most used feature in Symphony, wherein you upload an existing asset, add the product information, and then TikTok variations is already created by Symphony. So you're looking at, for example, this coming 6/6 in D-Day, wherein you want to drive promo and you want to drive conversion. Their quantity takes precedent when it comes to pushing for consideration audience all the way down to conversion audience. And without that creative supply, it would fall short in terms of performance based from what we've seen. And that feature to create multiple variation of the asset with just one prompt is a big game changer for a lot of brands that are especially focused on driving lower funnel conversion such as sales. All right. Now, I've mentioned also that with all of these nice and exciting features and the possibilities that we can do with AI, there's a big question on how is this actually governed, or how are we able to protect or identify what is actually AI. So, and this is where these guidelines and guardrails from our community guidelines come into play. Yeah. So you would see that any AI generated content would have that tag coming from Symphony. So that already protects your users and your creators. In terms of identifying what is AI generated, we also have availability for brands to actually add their own AI generated asset coming from maybe a different platform or a different tool, and voluntarily add that this is an AI generated content. And we highly encourage brands to be transparent as well, because of the very authentic nature of how things work in the platform. Transparency is of paramount importance. And also, we make sure that across all of these initiatives and efforts, our community guidelines takes precedent in terms of identifying the type of content, the type of topics that are actually featured in the content, whether that is AI generated or uploaded by a user or a creator or a brand. All right. All right. Now, as I close my presentation, I know that there are other exciting portions to be shared by my co-speakers. Let me leave you with some of these last few words. Where you want to begin your AI journey in terms of solving the creative gap is inspiration. And this is where AI cannot really take over. The human-centered part of the whole creative process is the one that is most exciting, is most powerful. Use AI to get inspired. And once you get inspired with that big idea, create endless videos through using the right tools. Now, if you're using that creative idea to scale your brand in TikTok, use TikTok Symphony, because it makes it easier and more seamless for your brand to actually take advantage of the platform and what it can brings in terms of what it means for your brand. All right. So I hope that at the end of this presentation, you feel empowered to get started with an idea, making that idea into a reality. I've been trying to experiment a lot on the Gen AI part of Symphony. But more importantly, for everyone here in the call, because we are part of a business, we are part of a team that is pushing for KPIs, whether that be for our brands or for our overall business. Use this to scale and drive performance with better efficiency and better effectiveness. Save time and make it more fun. All right. For those of you who want to learn more, I'm leaving you some resources that you can immediately check out. Check our TikTok Help Center or check our blog for different updates about Symphony and other things all around TikTok. And stay tuned for more product updates with all the different engagements that we have. All right. And with that, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jardy, for that very insightful sharing and presentation. To all our audience, don't worry, hang on to your questions because Jardy will be joining us at the panel discussion later on, right after our third speaker. So for now, magre-relax muna si Jardy sa backstage. Thank you so much, Jardy.
Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is the co-founder and managing partner of Amplify Media, a next generation AI native marketing platform redefining how brands scale creative, media, and performance through intelligent automation. Interesting. With over 15 years of cross industry leadership in AI, digital media, fintech, and consumer branding, Eddie is at the forefront of applying artificial intelligence to real world business growth. He previously served as country manager of Inity Philippines Incorporated, where he spearheaded data driven media strategies for top brands. He is also the co founder of iPay88 Philippines Incorporated, a pioneer in digital payments, and the founder of Love 18, a premium artisan chocolate brand known for personalized gifting experiences. Eddie's vision is rooted in the belief that AI is not just a tool, but a productivity partner. Through Amplify Media, he is enabling global brands to operate at 100 times the speed, scale with precision, and unlock new levels of marketing and artificial intelligence and ROI. Joining us all the way from Malaysia, please welcome Eddie Lee. Hi, Eddie.
Hello, afternoon. Thank you, Sir Bobby. All right, so yeah, afternoon, everyone. So let me pull off the screen and start to share with you my presentation for today. And I hope that the sessions, especially after lunch, will be something that will be interesting for everyone. So let me begin with my sharing today. As similar to the topic for today, talking about the new creative equations, that how the brand and the agency that can leverage on these AI tools, to create or better equip the brands, to be in the competitive fields for tomorrow, demands from the consumer. That's where that we come up with the topic for today, to share that how the five different model of this collaboration between the brands and the AI and the agency will work in the next futures. So without further ado, let me start with my today's sharing between the model that work for these three different entity that how they can speak and collaborate to each other in the now and the future. So basically, we summarize it into five different model. For model 1 and model 2, which I believe that most of the brands today and the agency has been using it, the AI for their current operation, their current practice already. The 3, 4, and 5, that's what we are seeing, that what is happening now and what is going to happen in the end of this year and probably by early next year. So let's start with the model 1. All right, model 1, which I started early at the year 2022. This is where AI just introduced by from the US and start to coming in, and the early adopter from the agency or business partners has been using AI to do things like a resizing of their creative and reformat of your ad creative, translate your copy, not from Google Translate, but using Jasper and all those different tools to help to do a better copywriting translations into different language, generate different variants of creative, targeting different audience in the different location, different ambience, different background, and do a lot of A/B testing, using the creative tools, that work with AI. So, in that time and back in 2022, which we just firstly introduced all our AI services, AI is here to help to become a faster Photoshop. That help the brand, to able to generate out more creative, in the fastest of the speed. That is something that's currently that's been used by a lot of our brands already or agency. As on the resizing that you can use Canva, and a lot other tools, translations, using ChatGPT, Cloud, Jasper, all this. So, from then, those days that what we do is that we help them to generate different creative, targeting different audience, different countries, simple animations, and then from the generation, we do A/B tests, we help them to skill the right creative, to target a different audience and then optimize all using the AI. So, these things like DCO, dynamic creative optimizations, those are the days that we use a lot of AI in that space. And today, I think a lot of brand, has been working with agency that offering this type of, service in their entire this execution. Then come to the next, which is happening last year, is late 2024 or early 2025, is that AI as a co-creator with the agency. Now, this is a time that all the agency are started picking up AI system to use for their enhancement. So, things like generate the first draft, agency then curate, then, iteration of the different cycles, reduce from days last time to hours. So last time when you want to have an idea, come up with a, final output, they may take days. If you want to create one creative that generate to target, let's say 20 different audience persona, 20 different location that probably you have around 400 iteration of the creative, that take days to months. And today, with the AI's help, you practically can get it done between less than hours. Okay, so creative team focus on elevation instead of production last time, using the AI. So the speed, not only 3 times, in fact, is 10 times, 50 times faster than, what happening, back and before the era of AI was introduced. So the shift of the role of the agency now, instead of just making things, now is shifting to making things right. And AI is now become your junior creative, executive. And the agency role become the creative director to help to curate and to make sure that things are doing all right between the parameter, between the brand guideline that's provided by the grant, and also the tonality, all this, is the role of the agency to make sure that all this creative generated by AI, is correct. So under the model 2, you have all the agencies start to use the Midjourney, Adobe Fireflies, and a lot more. Seedance 2, VO3, Creatify Runway, so those are the tools that have been used by the agency now, in helping the client. So things like what shared by just now on TikTok for this Symphony, is part of this type of creative tools that have been introduced. So some example here, right? That last time this may take weeks to really produce. Today with Seedance, you can really generate this in less than 1 minute. This type of creative video, whether from using the Seedance, using VO3, you can get all this done, between minutes or less. Okay, and in the full visuals and also the full, background, BGM and all, right? So yeah, so this is the evolution of an AI that coming into the market. So next, this is very similar to on TikTok. You can create the agent that able to talk. So this is a full human that is talking of the sharing of the products. Okay. And of course, beyond that, you can also having the AI that doing a live sales, live streaming, selling product. So again, you look at what is happening here. These are all in live versions. So using it for TikTok Live, using it for Shopee Live, are able to answer customer response, customer query, or is happening now, in the AI tools that are available. Okay, and these are some of the works that we work for our client. Now, of course, the biggest challenge is always about localization of the local, language. So here we have someone who are talking the same product, all generated by AI, talking in 3 different native language. One in Tagalog, one in Vietnamese, and one in Malaysia, the Bahasa Melayu.
Akala ko scam lang to, pero parang okay siya. Grabe, sobrang pagod ako lately. Kahit tulog, parang kulang pa rin. Nakita ko lang to online, hindi ko sure, pero try.
Yeah, so this is fully generated by AI, through our system. So we have one speaking for Malay.
do's and don'ts bila guna face mask. Okay? Kalau korang nak tahu, jom kita tengok. Okay, first, before korang apply face mask ni, korang kena cuci dulu muka korang, and then korang kena pakai skincare yang patut dulu macam moisturizer, sunscreen dan sebagainya. Baru korang pakai face mask ni. Bila dah pakai, korang kena make sure korang sapu macam ni, urut-urut sikit untuk
Yeah, and this is in
Mấy cái
Vietnamese.
mask kiểu này á, mọi người dùng thấy có hiệu quả thật không vậy? Tại mình thấy cũng hơi tò mò á. Tại vì trước đây mình thử khá nhiều loại rồi mà dùng xong kiểu không thấy khác biệt nhiều lắm, nên cũng hơi chán luôn á. Nên lúc đầu mình thấy cái này cũng hơi phân vân.
So yeah, 3 different language, and we tested with a local, audience that's reading on it. 90% of the audience that we test on, that who view on the video, didn't realize that this was generated by AI. They thought that this is really a human making video, and the end result. Okay, and we also do So next is that the model tree is where that they start to go onto the brand, using the marketer is using the AI system to generate concept, and the conversation start from elevation and not ideation. So last time your marketer or the brand will come to the agency start to give the idea, start to give the concept. Now your marketer using the AI, leverage on the AI to do their own research, to do all their generation of the idea, then they pass on the concept to the agency, and agency help to polish and produce it. So the agency role shift from from ideation to craft, and make it more real, more editor role than the author role. Okay, that create a high value and different skills. So tools that the marketers use here, of course, on the campaign brainstorming, you can get using cloud, ChatGPT, social content generation, you have a Canva, CapCut, all those, So these are all the tools that are available that helping the brand, to get involved, which I believe some of you have already used it, or are start to get into it. So some example today, we have already connected for our clients. So like here, we can really do a full scanning by just giving a prompt, review the content on the Facebook asset today for Zeus Coffee. So this is Zeus Coffee in Malaysia, which is one of client, and see how to improve it. So through the time, AI actually generate this entire review of all the creative is running right now for last week. Okay, so from May, the whole month of May, and it gave the result, and after that giving the improvement suggestion. So now you see that the brand can really utilizing the tools that ready available to make suggestion and improvement ideas coming out, and then passing on to the agency to help to improve on the end result. So what is the paid ads not working, and how to recommend for the improvement on the creative. So what is the missing reels, and how many is currently running that in static image, the target should reduce to 30%, short video should increase to 35%. So ad copy improvement by funnels, what should be improved from there. Okay, 5 things that Zeus can do for this week with a zero budget. So those are the things that all highly available and ready for today, for the clients to really use it. So next, for research, you can really go to the Meta Ad Managers, and really to check that, for example, view all ads, running, and give me a summary. So imagine that today you're doing a research of your competitors, that you want to know how's your competitor are doing, what is the ads that they are running, whether from Meta, from TikTok. So you can really use it, AI to help you to do a screening on your clients, okay, or your competitors. So in Meta you have this the ad manager that you can check on. Then of course, if you are on TikTok, you can really look on the color data as another one that with AI and embedded, that you can really look at who's a competitor that's doing, what type of product they are selling, what they are pricing, and then from there you can really give your come up with a strategy from that. So those are some of the things that is already on the AI. So now you're seeing here is that the AI is doing a screenshot, reading the every single carousel is running on what is the ad, and they capture the screenshot and start to study and analyze it. And then from here you see the full summary of the detailed ads that is running, how many is in the mobile lead, to promote the SIM promotions. Okay, so level 99 129 on the so these are all example of how as a brand you can really do your study, okay, or you can do your planning by doing the research of your competitors or doing research of your your industry in the overall using different tools that is available. Okay, so yeah. Next, we come to the model 4, which is a triangular code creation. Of course, this is where that the AI is actually evolved into the next stage, and it is a time that the marketer, agency, and AI work together in the same single platform. Okay, that's able to give you a shared platform with a clear role definitions, and it requires a lot of trust, on the agency and marketer to work together on this. So this is something that you can use that ready tools are available. Again, Figma for creative, Adobe Gen Studio for creative, governance content in the Jasper, okay, Writer Enterprise, HubSpot, Salesforce. This is for CRM. Okay, and your campaign launch, Notion, Asana, this is for project management, performance, creative feedback. So your Meta have their own Advantage Plus, Google have PMax, TikTok have a GMV Max. So these are all the AI tools are able to feedback to you. So on the campaign performance. So again, so if you look at the zoo, example of zoos that you can use here. So we can really scan on. Zeus Copy Weekly Analysis. So, with one single prompt that we're asking, check my Zeus Malaysia campaign for last week and show improvement needed. So this is really more on the media side that, today, your brand, your agency is helping you to run all the campaign, and the report probably will come in the, let's say 2 weeks time after the campaign end, or 1 week after the campaign end. And by then it's too late for you to take reaction or, to really review your strategy. Here, you can really have everything run in real time, to do a checking of your campaign, get the AI. So it's become a collaboration model between the agency. They're helping to get the job done, and then the AI to helping you to consolidate and get all the report back to the brand. And brand have the full access to all the result, in real time. So like total spend, okay, what is your average CPC, and what is your campaign running, and what needs improvement, and what is doing good, okay, action plan for next week or this week to come. So that is where the brands and the agency and the AI is working in the one single platform or one single environments together. So that is on the model 4. So now we come to the very last model. We call it the model 5, or the final of AI. Become your autopilot as an orchestrator. So this is where that the marketer, the agency, and the third party, your first party data, all are sitting in the one single platform, together with the production. And we are now piloting on this as well. So things like you can have Jasper, normal AI for your end-to-end campaign automation, cross tool workflow review under Gumlook, and all this other AI that is available on HeyGen for your multi-location scale of your video. So on our final so-called end goal is that having the AI platform or a claw system that able to integrate your Facebook Ad Manager's result, TikTok Ad Manager result, Shopee, your Google Ads, your Shopify store management as well, Shopee store management, all gathered in the one single AI agent sitting in your office. So imagine this is no longer AI tools. When in the past form, we still take AI as a tool. When you go to Claude for your answering question, all this is still a tools. On the 5th version, it's really a autopilot version where AI is no longer a tool. This open claw or this claw machine will sitting in your office, act as one of your employee, your junior, campaign manager, or your junior, this marketing executive that have a glance of all your data source from Facebook, from TikTok, from Shopee, Google's, Shopify store, and then help you to do a competitor scan automatically in the weekly basis, what campaign they are running, how is the price point look like, and also to help you to do all your TikTok, Facebook campaign placement optimizing, and your online store monitoring, their sales, their pricing. Okay, then eventually also on your creative management, which help you to generate campaigns. So today, basically, you just give a command to this junior AI executive that's sitting in your office and say that, look, I want to run my 6/6 campaign. The AI will then coordinate different tools. Go to Symphony, to start to create. So before you come to Symphony, then you need to create a script. So another agent will help you to create a script after doing the this analysis on your competitor, analysis on the overall industry, and also picking up the right words, the right keywords, the right skill, and also the right audience that they want to target, and create that video prompt for you. Then from the video prompt, you will then push to the AI to generate the video for you. It can be Seedance, it can be VO3, or it can be third-party tools that help to generate the video, and then help you to place the campaign onto the Meta, or onto TikTok, to Shopee, Google's, everywhere, and then help you to monitor, optimize the campaign, and then come up with a knowledge base of the improvement over here. So there's our the ideal of this marketing that is in place. So if you take a TikTok short video, very close to what on this Symphony that shared a while ago. So the workflow will be something like this. So you inform the AI, your AI junior executive, that you want to run a 6/6 campaign. Okay, AI will pull out cloud to come up with a research. Okay, the cloud will then call on to Perplexity to do a research. Will call on to the web space, on the Meta ad library to do a research on a competitor, to go to color data, pull out all the data from TikTok to analyze on your competitors' work on TikTok and also on Shopee as well, using the web browser cloud this extension. After all this research is done, there will be a reasoning agent to help you to resonate the entire strategy and come up with a promotion strategy, and also then you're passed to create the content. So the hook, the positioning, who is the target audience, what is your target audience will resonate to, what type of content, what is the latest hot topic that's happening on your Meta, happening on TikTok, happening on your Instagram, will all be pulled in to generate that script. Then from there, you'll push to whether your ChatGPT, Gemini, to help you to come up with this prompt, and the prompt will then shoot to another agent, pull out another agent to help you generate the video script. So you have the entire storyboard, you have dialects, local dialects, a voiceover, all this, and then you push to Seedance, or you go to Symphony, or you go to VO3 to generate that final video output as what you've seen just now, that I shared. Then directly again, push to cloud will then push to your Meta ad manager to do an A/B testing. So you can live 50 campaign at one go, you can live 100 campaign at one go, upload all the video into TikTok, upload all the video into your Meta ad manager in real time. Not real time, because in simultaneous uploading, and then it helps you to live the whole campaign and start to help you to monitor the campaign and learn the result from the feedback you generate by AI. Again, you'll come back with the update into the cloud and continuous learning loop in there. So it's a very short TikTok video generation workflow that help you to see that how AI agent can able to help you to automate as a full autopilot, and not just a co-pilot work that we are currently working or talking on in the near future to come. So those are the idea, and that concludes of the 5 version or 5 model of how AI can work together with brand and agency in this. So this is the very last version of sharing for today that I would like to share with you. It's coming from Squire AI Essence keynote that happening 2 weeks ago. So a sharing from them that they talk a lot about how AI is going to change the world. And today marketing, we are really still in a very horse driven model, that every time when we talk, every time when the brand and the agency pitch is about how to improve the next 20%, the next 50%, or 10% of the increased improvement on the productivity, on the result. But with the AI disruption that coming in, with this what we call the autopilot that coming in, the work that are in place, once it's fully orchestra, it can save up 10 times to 50 times, of the speed. So the comparison is not a better horse, it's not a faster horse, but it's a horse and a car, back in the early 1900s of the industrial revolutions. Okay, so, even the business model will change, okay, on how the charges and all those things. So we are entering this era. It's very fortunate, or I don't know, I should say it as a fortunate or unfortunate, that we are the generation that able to see this happening in our lifetime. Okay, the one that's seeing the industrial revolution, they are no longer around. Okay, and our parents, our generation, may not able to benefit from it, and we are the generation that today are seeing the next revolutions, of the entire industry, that going in, leaping forward, with a 10 times to 50 times speed because of the industrial revolution that's happening. So that's the next industrial revolution is now and is happening in our life. And for all of us is to make a choice to move on, to this. So where is a brand? Today, I think the first, everyone can really look at is that where is your brand right now? Are you still in the model one, which taking AI as your tools, or you are a co-creator that you're leveraging on the AI for your this brand strategy, or you are the pioneer on it, or you're in the model 4, about to entering into model 4, on automating some of your processes, or eventually, on 2025, 2027, everyone will start to seeing that every brand, every company, they'll have their own AI agents sitting in-house to help them to orchestra and coordinate all those communication, all those works that need to be done on the marketing departments. So and of course, as what Jadi says, human, we still have our age to play, we still have our value. So that lies on these 4 critical contexts. First, no AI will understand the cultural context of our human life today. All right. And no AI will able to understand our brand taste. Okay, why Coke and why Pepsi? Okay, why this, why that? The brand taste is different, and how the brand resonate, how the brand associate, how the brand position in the human and our society is what the AI will never able to take over. Okay, the strategic judgment as well. Okay, AI may come out ideas, and so one things that AI cannot do is still on the creativity positioning part. Okay, strategic judgment is still coming out from the human. AI can do a very good this output based on a very clear direction that's given by human. Okay, without human, it's not able to come out the works that can get done effectively. So the last one, emotional truth. Okay, so different between the correct copy, okay, and the copy that move people. There's still the Steve Jobs that able to speak to the heart of the people, to the consumers, that are able to touch people's heart. The early of the 1920s, the Ogilvy able to give that kind of touch to make people resonate, to make the consumer have a warm heart inside there. So that's what human can do that AI will never able to replace in the overall transitions. So start today for brand, and pick a one repeatable task in your current entire marketing workflow, and start to use AI in the comparing as output. So you have your in-house A/B test. Let's say, for example, for this upcoming 6/6 campaign, have one set of creative done by your in-house people and your creative agency, or your in-house designer, and can have another one that is fully by AI, by just prompting, and put it into campaign, test it with the A/B test, and see what is the difference quality in terms of CPC, in terms of your CPA, in terms of your CPM prices. We've done a few campaigns with a local brand in Philippines, and everything proved that with a proper prompting, with a proper testing, AI turned out to have a better creative compared to the human in this in this space when it comes to a very contextual and right works that is coming out. In terms of the CPM, in terms of CPC cost, in terms of CPA cost, AI tend to have better result. Then the second is really build AI into your approval flow. So, add a 30-minute review. So use Claude, use the ChatGPT, use all those that for all your campaign, and have it, to be reviewed by AI and see, what is, in the workflow that can help you to improve, like what I showed you just now on the Zeus creativity. So one using the human judgment and the other one using the AI judgment, and start to compare, in your approval flow. And lastly, create a team prompt. So, build a common place to keep all your prompting that is tested in-house and it works, in your company. So that will become your own asset or your own IP for this. So that's all for my today sharing. Now, the best creative works will come from team who learn how to collaborate with AI, not to compete against the AI. All right. So yeah, and that's all for my today sharing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Eddie. It's really very interesting to find out how AI enables global brands or even local brands to operate at 100 times the speed, scale with precision, and unlock new levels of marketing ROI. We'll find out more of that in the panel discussion later on, and Eddie will be joining us as well. Thank you very much, Eddie.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, everyone.
Our third speaker, we have Laurent Gourant. He is a digital advertising and marketing technology leader with deep roots in Southeast Asia. He founded Net Booster Asia, which has later on become Movent, one of the Philippines' first performance-driven digital agencies, which was acquired by WPP Media, formerly Group M, in 2013. Today, he leads data technology, operations, influence, and commerce at WPP Media in the Philippines, bringing together data, innovation, and creativity to help brands connect with audience in meaningful ways while driving the company's AI transformation agenda. Please welcome Laurent Gourant. Magandang tanghali, Laurent.
Hey Bobby, magandang tanghali. Hope everyone is good. Can you hear me well?
Yes, maayos.
Okay. So, ayos naman. Sige. Give me 2 seconds. I will share my screen. Okay. Ready? Okay. Good. So, thanks for inviting me. So, I'm Laurent Gourant, the lead data and tech for WPP Media Philippines. So, WPP Media Philippines is more or less managing 60% of the media business in the Philippines. Our clients are like Nestle, P&G, Coke, Colgate. So, why it's important? Because we have changed the way we work using AI. We are using it to basically unlock growth and really add value to our work. So what I'm going to try to show you today, it's really how we do that and how the industry is changing with AI. So first, let's go back 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, ChatGPT broke every adoption record in history. 100 million users in 2 months. We never saw that before. No technology has picked up as fast as this one. And it has changed the way we talk to technology, not the way we use technology, but the way we talk to technology. So today, I'm pretty sure that everyone listening to me is using AI every single day. Your team must probably using, your competitor is using it, your kids at home use it. But somehow it's no longer a key competitive advantage. This moment already passed. Because the truth is that most of people are still using this to write email. So to organize a travel plan, I do that also. It's useful, yes, but is it transformative? Is it really transforming the way we do things if we use AI like this? So it's a bit like, if we ride a Ferrari, just go to the grocery store. It's like you have a wonderful technology, but you are just scratching the surface of it. So at WPP, we basically ask a different question. What would it look like if AI wasn't a side tool, but if we make it the operating system of the company? So really reorganizing the company around AI. What would it mean for a company like WPP? So we created globally, not something we can do locally, we created globally a new operating system that can put AI across all of our operations. So we have what we call WPP Open in our media agency. And that's a system where all our tools are basically consolidated around 4 steps: discover, plan, activate, measure. That's how we create strategy for our client. We have to discover, understand the market, then we plan, we create a media plan to allocate the budget, then we activate Facebook, Google, YouTube, and then we measure, we close the loop, we close the feedback loop. So what we did, we used to have a lot of different tools for that. If you want to talk AI, you need also to rationalize the tools that you use. So here we have specific tools for discovery, for plan, for activation, and for measurement. So all these tools talk to each other. And what's important is that we bring a level of intelligence to that. So the data solution. So, intelligence is about data. Without data, you don't have intelligence. So what we are doing, we are injecting data in our ecosystem to basically power the operating system of WPP. And the cherry on the cake is AI assistant. I'll demo it later for the audience, but every single person in the organization has access to a bunch of AI assistant that can help with every steps that you see on screen. So what you see, it's every client has access to a WPP open dedicated space. Why dedicated? Because AI, you never know where the data is going to be used for. So obviously we can never use public AI for our work. Public AI, the information of our client, Nestle, Coke, P&G, Colgate, they don't want to be used in public AI. So the WPP Open create a firewall around a client, and only client information is basically in the system. So that's important because that's what helps us make sure that everything is talking properly together. So in this operating system, every tools know what's happening, meaning they talk to each other. So the discovery tools will push information to the planning tools. The planning tool will push information to the campaign activation tools, and the campaign activation tool to the measurement. So the fact that we have each tools talking to each other is crucial, because when we are going to activate AI, you want the AI to be able to flow from one platform to the other one. So that's really the centerpiece of our AI activation WPP, unifying every stage of the process. And then context. Context matter more than ever. You know that when you are talking to an AI, you need to give context. If there is no context, the AI cannot really act on what you are doing. So what we want is the system to basically understand what you are doing for your client. So we work within a space, so the WPP open space. It's a dedicated space for your client. And inside, what do you have? You have your brand guidelines, your historical campaign, your market data, your audience research. So the space is getting richer and richer over time. Every session, every time you come back and work with the system, it becomes smarter and smarter. So the AI doesn't start from zero every Monday morning. It starts from everything you have learned, we have learned together with the AI. So it gets smarter somehow the longer we work. So that's a key difference between using a generic chatbot and using a real ecosystem, an OS for the company. So at the end, and this but is one of the most important but in this entire presentation, none of this work without people. So we keep on having the question about will I have a job in a few years, etc. So one of our lead in AKQA, one of the WPP agency, said that a team without AI is limited by cognitive bandwidth. Today we want everything faster. All our clients say, I want more, I want faster, etc. Our human brain is limited by its bandwidth. But AI at the same time, without human, like direction and meaning. And I'll show you later what it means, but it's really in the combination that the magic really happens. So the question is, how do we combine them together? So my job in WPP is to push adoption. So when we push adoption, we have a rule that we are pushing to all our staff. We call it 25, 50, 25. Important to remember, 25, 50, 25. That's what we ask our team to follow. So what's the first 25%? The first 25% is you, not the AI. It's really you. It's about sharpening your question, defining the problem that you want to solve. You spend time to understand what you are trying to solve, who are we solving it for, and what the answer could look like. So it's important to understand that, because when you talk to an AI, it's garbage in, garbage out. If you give a prompt that is not clean, that is not proper, then you won't have a nice answer at the end. So spend time on that, and you will get the proper answer. Then the 50% in the middle, that's the heavy lifting. That's deep research, data analysis, pattern detection across thousands of data points, drafting idea, exploring angle that would have taken us months or weeks to explore. So the work that used to be done in 2 to 3 weeks can be done now in one afternoon, something or a bit more. So that's what we call the AI acceleration, the 50%. But then the work is not finished. You still have 25%, which is the human judgment. And that's super important. That's the most important part. And often people skip it, especially the junior. They get the AI response and then send it to plan. This is not allowed when we work with AI. So now what do? We go back to the output, and then the output of the AI, and then we challenge it, we push back, we discuss with the response. And I think that's important. It's a technology that we talk to the technology. So we need to discuss with the response that the AI is giving. And then you sharpen it, you refine it, you bring it to your taste, to your judgment. And that's usually make a big difference in the response. More often than not, you get a response, and it's at a certain level. You start discussing with the response, you will see that after probably a few hours of discussion, your response will be totally different from what the AI initially gave you. When the AI gave you something, it will say it's perfect. When you discuss with the AI on the response, etc., then you came up with a real fine-tuned response. The AI will tell you, yeah, that's even better. But because it says it's perfect the first time, a lot of people will say, okay, I use it. Let's use it now. No, we still need to discuss with the AI, and then at the end, we get really a masterpiece of work through that. So when we work inside our office, so you see a glimpse of our office here. I wish we had the small robot floating around, but that's not yet the case. But the next question that we get is, which one should I use? Should I use ChatGPT? Should I use Claude? Should I use Gemini for my query? So everyone wants the right answer, the best tools for that. So who is the winner in that? Our response to that is all three. So what we do, we think of them and we push our staff to think of them as three different friends. You don't need only one best friend. You can have three best friends. One would be a bit the generalist, for example, ChatGPT. Claude might be your writer, your analyst, really good at data analyst. Gemini might be your the way to plug deeply into Google search, into Google data. So each one of them have a different function. And what we do if you want to get the best value out of it, try to ask something to ChatGPT, then give this to Claude and ask Claude, do you have any build on that? This is from ChatGPT. Then Claude will always build up on that. And then give it to Gemini. Make them work together like this. At the end, you will have something that is, again, in another dimension versus when you just talk to one. So everyone will contribute. It's like a three assistant working with you to give three different perspectives, debate, and synthesize. So that's how it really works today. We need to use the three of them then. But that's not it. There is even more than that. And the real game changer for us in the media agency is the rise of AI agent. So I would say that when you talk to ChatGPT, Claude, it's like you're talking to a chatbot. We don't call it yet an agent. The difference with that is that when you have an agent, the role is changing. Every agent has a specific role to play, and will be a specialist of the task. So your role is changing. Your role is not to do things anymore. Your role is to become what we call the orchestrator. So you are like organizing a team of human plus AI agent doing the work for you. So you have to think about yourself like a conductor. You are not playing every instrument. You are directing a team, and most of that team happen to be digital AI agents. So it's a huge shift on how we have to work. We have to know how to get the best out of each one of our people, each one of our AI agents. So that's how we are now changing the way to work. So what's really an agent? An agent is now part of our team. What you see on screen is how we access our agent internally. And basically, each agent has a specific job description. You can think of it as a digital employee. It has a specific skill set, a job description. So you don't ask it to help, you give him a task. If you ask for help, you ask ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. If you have a task to do, that's where you can use an agent for that. So we have agent for research, some for creative context, concepts, fact check, etc. So we have in the WPP a library of agents. So what you see on screen are the top agents that we have, but we have more than 50 agents all in all. So here, for example, Brand Analytic, it's an agent who accesses 30 years of BAV data. BAV is a study that we do in WPP. So you have 30 years of data, 17 billion data points. Imagine 17 billion data points. So basically, you ask a question, and then it will diagnose your brand equity, map your competitor, tell you your story in seconds. So that helps us do the work that we will do in 2 to 3 weeks in a much short time. And it has all these agents have value because we are connecting them to a very rich context. And WPP being one of the biggest group worldwide, we have access to a rich set of data for that. So all these agents are basically valuable because they are being tailor-fit for some certain skills that we want them to have. So when you work with agents in your team, the problem is to have consistency. If I'm doing something and ask someone else to do it, probably the result will be different. There's instability in how we do, we prompt, etc. So what's important is to start to create some flow. You see on screen a flow for AI research report generation. And with a flow like this, we're able to formalize the process and make sure that if someone else do it, it's replicable. So you see, we go from strategic signal AI agent to deep research agent. And then when we do deep research agent, then we have a loop. You see the human and deep research, that's the 25% I was talking about, the N1. That's where we have a human loop. And then we fine tune, fact checker, doing some benchmarking through some other agent. So now let's see a real scenario for that. Let's imagine that you want to launch a new flavor of noodles from Mindanao. So the flavor will be very localized. Let's use Pyongyang chicken for that. So the job of the agency is create a campaign to launch the product. So basically what we want to show is how do we do a human plus AI process. So the first step that we will do is use a deep research agent. So I will basically put a prompt. You can see the prompt on the left side of the screen. So the prompt is not something you just, again, throw to the agent. You have to work it out. So here, typically in the research, I want to know about the regional target audience of Mindanao, demographic, psychography, the local palate preference. I want to understand the difference between city, Davao, and the rural aspect of Mindanao, map the specific media habits, consumption, analyze competition, see basically the market gap and go to market opportunity. So to do that, we're going to ask the deep research agent. So let's launch the video, please. Lara, can you launch the video? Okay. So what we see here is the deep research agent working. So I gave him the prompt. So now it's basically thinking. So what you will see here is the agent will first create a strategy. So he will create a research plan per se. So here, that's how he will organize the research, profile target audience, analyze. So that's all the steps that he wants to be able to research for us. So when the agent is doing that, you will see the first step. It's really about understanding, try to understand the strategy per point. So Is the video still running? Okay, so here what you're going to see in a second, you see here we have the strategy. So the agent is basically creating a research plan. So you see the objective is creating a specific objective per part. For example, the Mindanao consumer, I want to do a deep dive into the profile. So what will be the role and the objective of that? Then I will analyze all the parts. Then looking at the taste of Mindanao, etc., etc. So each part is basically there's a game plan created by the audience, and that's where it's become interesting. You see, the agent is starting to use other agents. So the agent is using an army of agents to start searching online. So the web researcher is another agent that the main deep search agent is using for that. So you see, all the research is done live by the agent. So agents are using other agents. So you see here, web research, we have 4 agents working for the main agent for that. So that's where you start to see the power of having an army of agents working for us. So here you see how basically we are creating a new research for that. So let's go back to the presentation. Go back to the presentation, yeah. So we are done with that. Then what we want is, we have at the end of that, we have a report of probably 20 pages. We know that today, who is reading 20 pages? I mean, we are short, our attention span is short, etc. Even our clients, sometimes they have a hard time to read a big report. So what we do, we give the report, but we also translate it into a podcast. So let's see an example of how it will go for this one.
Today, we're chatting with Laurent from WPP Media about their fascinating new market research in Mindanao. Laurent, welcome.
Thanks. It's great to be here. Yes, we've been looking closely at the viability of a Pyongyang chicken instant pancit canton. For those who don't know, Pyongyang is a celebrated Taoisog dish. Its unique smoky and nutty flavor profile comes from Pamapa Ito.
Okay, so let's stop the podcast. Let's go back to the presentation. So what you saw here was something that we do more and more with our clients. We give them the podcast, and basically what you see is our clients are listening to the podcast during commuting, when they are in their car, riding the car, etc. So it's a good way to digest information from that. And again, podcast created by AI in a few minutes. So now, okay, we have a research. We know more or less what's the priority for a new launch of product. Now we want to get some campaign ideas. So what we are going to see here, if you can launch the video, we are going to see how another agent called Campaign Genesis is basically working on this campaign. So same, I will tell him I want to launch this new pancit canton chicken in Mindanao region. Can you help me? So very broad request for that. Then the system will analyze the demand, create a plan, and you'll see that the first question, so that's the plan created by the agent. And then the first thing is say, okay, can you give me a bit more information? I don't have enough information. So I will give him the key visual that we have for the product as the starting point for him. So the system will look at it. So we put the image, the one that you just saw before. So we put the image, and now here is the product. So here we are having a conversation with Campaign Genesis agent to create this new campaign. So now he will start. He will ask me what kind of adventure I want. I mean, meaning for. No, can we continue with the video, please? Can you advance a bit? Yeah. Can you fast forward, please? Fast forward a bit. Can we fast forward a bit the video? So here we are back, still asking for me to give more information. So like I explained earlier, we are looking, sorry, we cannot fast forward, so we have to look at it again. So here's the product. So what we'll see with the product is, now he will ask me what kind of brief do I want. So I will tell him just surprise me. I don't want to give too many directions for this case, but we can have a long discussion with the AI. But here I will just say, okay, surprise me, and let's see what will be happening for that. So then the system will start doing research again. So that's where I can put the report that we just did a few minutes ago. The system also do its own research for that. So to understand more the context of the product and what really will resonate with the audience, because the system want to give us a campaign idea that really works. So you see again, a lot of agents working for campaign genesis. So campaign genesis is using multiple agents. And then we are moving after to the structured brief presentation. So the agent is creating an insight of report, and you will see that. Let's see a bit. Let's wait so a bit more insight. So you see the insight. It's echoing what we did on the big research. And now we'll see that the system will start creating the campaign idea. So coming from there, you see strategic recommendation. It's about the pride of Mindanao, now in an instant. So that's the key campaign concept of that we will propose to a client if we agree with that. So the system will say, do you agree? I can disagree, and then the system will continue to deep dive into that. So what we want is really positioning as a new premium experience for Mindanao audience. So now, because I'm okay, the system will structure a brief. The brief will be the so the brief, I can use it for a creative agency. If I work with a creative agency, or I can use it to continue my work. So you see here the 3 pillars of my campaign: cultural authority, drive digital engagement, and spark flavor exploration. So that's will be my 3 pillars. So again, we continue, and then we are going to see how the system is starting to craft the mood of this. So what kind of visual do I want? So the system is now basically creating the parameters of the creative angle for this campaign. So we'll see that we translate, so visual theme, the color palette, etc. And then the last step that you will see in this video is now the system will start creating the assets. How will this translate into your own assets for a client, like on your website, on your EDM for your email marketing, etc. So the system now will start going step by step, own, earn, and paid, and create some idea of creative. We're not going to use the creative for a campaign. We are just going to use them as inspiration for the creative agency or for our creative team to exploit them more. So you see here he's creating for each, for website, email, etc. And then we'll see that he's starting now to produce the image related to that. So some image for my big banners on my website, for the mobile version of it, etc. So let's just see the image. Okay. So now let's move to the next slide, Nara. So the next one is about exploring creative. So on this one, we are ending basically the AI work, and then you say, okay, now just to give a bit more flavor to client, can you try to create a 10-second video just to give an idea to client how this visually could happen. So same with the AI, and here is how it looks like. If we can play the video.
Bolder, earthier, and definitely smoky. Level up your snack game with the new Pyanggang chicken.
Yeah, so you see this, I mean, just again, to give a flavor when we pitch to a client, this is definitely helping a lot, convincing client. So closing this presentation, this is a video of really how the work is changing globally, basically summarizing everything I have told you. This is how our people are expecting to work today. And the demo that I showed you earlier is to show you that it's really there and happening. It's not a future state. That's today for WPP. So if we can play this last video.
All right, the goal's clear. Boost brand awareness and drive sales for launch. Okay, Open. Let's use strategic insights to start narrowing things down a bit. I want to get a pulse on the world of organic beauty and personal care products. Looks like the category's growing. More health-conscious consumers. Big push for sustainable brands. Love that I can see the reference docs that powered this. I'll add those so the client can review the details. Now let's dig deeper. So price is a sticking point. Definitely something to keep in mind for messaging in retail. Now let's see how customers are actually shopping. What drives their choices? Let's dive into the customer journey. BAV data is on point. Looks like loyalty is a bit shaky though for regular buyers. Perfect. All these insights are a great start. Let's take a look at last month's industry report to make sure we're covering all our bases. Need a quick summary, please? Oh, brilliant. So it's all about sustainability, transparency, and personalization with AI. That's what today's shoppers care about. The client's traveling today. They won't be flipping through a 50-page deck. Let's turn this content into a podcast so they can listen on the go. Voila. Everything I need right here. Smart insights, perfectly tailored for the client. Media assistant, you are beautiful. I think our launch just got a glow up.
So that ends my presentation. So what I really wanted to show is two things. First, the way we work on some creative brief campaigns. So that's the demo that you saw. But also what you saw in the last video is really how we work with our media tools. So the tools that we have within Open, that's also how we work with AI. So today for us, it's not a question of should we adopt AI? It's about AI is part of our team. And when we are pushing a team to clients, it's always a team of people assisted by agent. Thanks, everyone.
That was just amazing, Laurent. And apparently, to all our audience, stay tuned right now. Laurent will be one of our mentor as well in the upcoming Brand Academy starting next week. So there are a few slots left. So if I were you, so please catch those few slots and enroll now. Thank you very much, Laurent.
Thanks, Bobby.
And now to moderate our panel discussion, we have Amri Dizan. She is the founder and Chief Creative Officer of Vital Struts Creative Solutions, a marketing and content production agency she built from the ground up in 2004. Alongside VCS, she co-founded Introspect Management Consultancy, where she develops AI integration frameworks and runs a workshop for organization navigating the shift toward AI augmented work. Amre is a certified professional marketer Asia and a founding director of the Philippine AI Business Association, or PAIBA, Asia's first business association focused on responsible AI adoption. She is currently completing her doctorate in business administration at De La Salle University, where her research centers on AI augmented leadership. She works with brands and organizations to build the creative, strategic, and AI systems that make growth sustainable. Turning over the spotlight now to Amri and calling back on Spotlight Jardy, Eddie, and Laurent for our GMM conversation. Take it away, guys.
Salamat, Bobby, and good afternoon to PANA members and industry partners joining us in the room and on Facebook Live. So as managing partner at Vital Strats, this is a conversation I'm already having every week with fellow entrepreneurs, teams, and industry partners. The same gap keeps showing up. Adoption is moving faster than the redesign of how we actually work. And that's what I want this panel to help us close this afternoon. So we have three vantage points on the same shift today. Jardy from the platform side, Eddie from the consulting side, and Laurent from inside the agency. So PANA members and industry partners, drop your role and company in the chat so the panel knows who's listening, and send your questions through as we go. We have 15 minutes, so let's go straight in. So I'll ask the first question to Laurent. So Laurent, you opened by saying AI is used really by everyone, and most people still use it to write emails. Eddie, your framework calls that model one, and Jardy, your data says creative demand is going to 5x by 2027. So if you're a brand owner here today, what is the first move? What's the one shift in how marketers should integrate AI into the day to day that actually changes outcomes. So, Laurent,
Yes,
would you?
for me, the first is first remove the shame. We still have people that are a bit ashamed of using AI because they feel like it's cheating. You know, like at school, you're cheating with AI. So first, we make our staff really comfortable. Guys, it's not that you shouldn't be ashamed. You should use it. I will blame you if you don't use it. So it's more making people comfortable that AI is part of what we expect from them. So it's more know how to use it. Don't feel bad about it. I mean, you know, I don't want someone to say, be sharing with that. Second is the compliance. We are working with big clients, all of us, so we cannot work with AI without compliance. So our staff can never use a chat GPT, a personal chat GPT, Claude, etc. We can only use the company tools for that because it's protected. When you use Copilot, you are within your enterprise account. So same for, so every company needs to make sure they have the proper venue for AI inside their environment. Else it's gonna be a catastrophe because all the data will go out. And lastly is create use case. The way I teach for adoption myself is really about showing them. So I'm going into the room and say, okay, what challenge you want to solve today? And then I'm basically showing them, okay, this is how I would solve it through AI. Not perfect use case, but that's how I would do it. Usually it makes them, wow, I could do that, I should do that. And then we learn to use case, and that's how we do this. And hopefully the leaders adopt it first so that they can cascade it down. So that's how I would frame it.
Thank you, Laurent. So, remove the shame, focus on compliance, and teach use cases. Very, very practical. How about you, Jardy?
Um, my answer was similar with Laurent's first answer, to have that openness to use AI. And even up to now, to Laurent's point, it's a shame that there are some who still see it as cheating. It's like refusing to ride the car because you love the horse so much. So while there's merit in all of these things, how you integrate it really depends on what you're actually doing right now. So if you will break it down on the use of AI on inspiration, production, variation, the way I framed it earlier, it's the inspiration part that I guess is a very good start. And you can get inspired by helping AI organize these information that you don't really see. But at the end of the day, how useful AI is would depend on how that person is trying to integrate or allow it to inspire how they work or how they organize their work. A lot of these are at first efficiency gains, but it's a good start towards going for more effectiveness down the road.
Yes, yes, yes. So you mentioned a while ago, symphony's flow is beginning with inspiration and then generation and then variation. And of course, there should be impact on the AI use. Thank you, Jardy. Eddie, how about you? How should marketers begin to integrate AI into their day to day that actually changes the outcomes?
Yeah, I actually run a chocolate business myself. So, coming from a brand, that's exactly what, I've been using it for the past 2 years. So, advice for any brand, first thing is that, start to go into the AI and, for your website. The first thing is that learn how to put your website into the GEO, okay, generative optimization. So, when people ask Gemini, when people ask DeepSeek, when people ask OpenAI, what is the product I should choose? Your brand should be in that category. That's one first thing that everyone must do today, for the brand. When the traffic of Google generate this traffic on let's say organic traffic has been dropping. Okay, more traffic is coming on from the lead from this AI that people are asking question, and we test it. Google, Gemini, and OpenAI all give a different answer. Even Perplexity are giving different answer if your brand is being bought by them. So first thing, get that done. Second is that on all your content, put it into your AI. Start the AI knowledge base for your own internal company. Okay, your brand guide, upload into it. Your entire product catalog, upload into it. Your entire this brand philosophy, your company philosophy, all update into the AI and start to get the AI to help you to do your competitor analysis, so you know where are the area that you can improve. You can ask any model. You can use the agency model. You can use business models, to help you to analyze all this, so you know where are the limitation or where the area to improve. Then third is on your all the content generations, like what Laurent and Jadis mentioned. Don't feel shy about it. Use it. Your competitor are not using it, and you are ahead of it. You are on the edge. Okay, so make it as an AI first in every practice that you have as a brand. You're in marketing or you're in a business owner, have that in your mindset. So yeah, I think that's a couple of practical things that I've been using, for the past 2 years.
Thank you for those practical tips, Eddie. I truly agree with having a guide, the AI brain, into the AI before asking it questions. And yes, all brands now must work their way to be discoverable in generative engines and not just search engines. At Vital Strats and our agency, this is exactly what clients are asking us to help them figure out. AI is now a third party at the table, a teammate with its own job description. So, who owns what between the brand, the agency, and the AI system? And where are brands getting this wrong today? Eddie, would you like to go first?
Yeah, because just now there's some missing on your question. So yeah, can you just quickly repeat again?
So now AI a third party at the table. So it's a teammate now with its own job description. So who owns what between the brand and the agency and the AI system?
Yeah.
So
So
who is going to orchestrate and where do brands get this wrong? So I'm talking about the system, the organization, the workflow, which is already disrupted now that AI is already here as a new, not a person, but a new teammate.
yeah, I think a lot of brands, when we talk to the owner or we talk to the senior marketing executive, their worry is always that, oh, if I put this information into the LM, will they steal my information? Will this be leaked out? So that become one of the biggest question is privacy when come to how to really work well with the AI. So, I would say that don't worry about it. Not everything that you upload into AI or into the LLM will be studied or will be used to train the AI model currently or in the future. Okay, at any point moment. So, in fact, create your own workspace. You own, as a brand, you really own your brand identity, so your brand voice, pattern, all the things. You want to have those knowledge to improve. For example, Zeus Copy, when you ask the AI to help you to analyze the campaign performance. Okay, those information is really the property or the value of the brand and not of the others, or the LM. So brand really, want to take advantage of this skills, to improve that. For example, if you upload those content, your brand strategy, your brand campaign are coming up to Symphony to generate the video. The brand still owns this properties. Brand is still owning it. That you are using it. So those technology to help you to advance and getting ahead of your competitor. So not to worry too much about all this, who own what. End of the day is ready to be ahead of your competitor, because the future of this entire emerging markets is no longer a geographical competition. It's going to be a global marketplace competition. And we are seeing that even for CPG brand, all these things, their market share has been dropping because of the global competition today. So it's really that being ahead and being in there than being worried about who own what in that properties.
Thank you. That's a good point. That's a good point, Eddie. To Laurent, I'm really fascinated with that 50 plus specialist agents at WPP. How does a brand side marketer manage that many teammates? What is the workflow for that?
I mean, that's the new game. Everyone wants to be a manager. How many times you have some associate telling you, "I want to be a manager." So now they can truly be a manager. We give them a lot of agent to manage. But no, the reality is you don't use them all at the same time. It's not like you need to manage them per se. You just basically use them when you need when you have a specific task. So I need to do deep research. I use my deep research engine for that. I need to do a deep dive into find the story behind data, then I'm going to use a specific agent for that. So it's really more, the game is to understand what I can get from agent and understand how I talk to this agent. You know, today the main skill that you see in our stack is the ability to express properly what you want. You know, how many times someone is coming to, I have a problem. Yeah, but the problem, I cannot solve it if you cannot articulate your problem. So articulation of the needs is becoming the key game moving forward. And when someone will have to manage hundreds of campaigns because agents are managing it for them, you need to articulate exactly what you want from each if you want to be able to succeed. So it's really changing the skill sets, which is good, I think, because people need to be more articulated sometimes. So it really helps to be pushed in this direction.
Actually, learning how to vent and just venting at the LLMs and agents is actually a good thing. You get the answers to the problems, and you get to know which agents are the right agents to use. So thank you for that, Laurent. For Jardy, what does the brand keep, and what should they hand to creators or to TikTok's AI? Now that TikTok's AI can already do everything, so what does the brand keep? What should they hand to creators, and what should they leave for TikTok's AI to do?
Yep. I guess on that, if we step back on the overall relationship of everyone in the ecosystem, it's a matter of really identifying what and giving clarity on what the goal is. So whether that be from the brand side, from the agency side, or the platform side. So if we're talking about the brand side, having clarity of the brief, for example, that goes for non-AI, for talking to their partners, their creative agency partners, media agency partners, or even platforms. So the clarity of that brief would be of utmost importance, regardless whether that is done by received by an AI tool, received by an AI agent, or anyone. So to Laurent's point, it's creating the clarity is key, whether that's AI driven or not. Now, once that is there, it's now passed on to the tools, to the agents, to the partners to execute. That's the fine tuning. That's, I guess, where everybody will find their edge. So on the platform side, even agency side, partner side, we all have a suite of tools powered by AI to make things happen. Yeah, but it's only as good as how clear your prompt is. So, and if you notice when you're software, when you're handling AI agents, you still assign an agent to a specific task, and you try to be very specific and very clear on how it's gonna perform its task and how it's gonna interact with the rest. That's very similar, even if you're not talking to an agent, to a person. So we go back to the human side of the whole exercise. So again, AI is there to make things faster, more efficient, but the human side cannot be taken away. And I guess from the brand side, that's the same thing. You just need to be clear that there and hand over that efficiency driving initiative, the scaling to the tools, to the technology that AI powers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jardy. One last question for all our panelists here, and also to the panel members and industry partners in this room. To the panel members and industry partners, one word in the chat. What part of your job would you never hand to AI? And to our panelists, what's the one thing about your job or anyone's job in this room that AI is genuinely not ready to do and probably won't be ready to do anytime soon? Let's start with you, Laurent.
I would go back to orchestration, you know, the overall management. Today, we don't have yet, I mean, I don't know about the future, but we don't have yet AI to manage the overall. So more operation, but all the rest of the organization for now, we don't. So I don't see an AI replacing the management side of things that we have now. And, you know, we don't have AI yet to manage the human aspect of things. So let's see. For now, I don't see that being replaced anytime soon.
Management capabilities. Yes. Thank you, Laurent. How about you, Eddie?
Right. Yeah, I think I would like to end today's this thing on the other side of it. Think about what happened in China right now. There are consumer that go to talk to Taobao, asking question, making booking or airline, and booking for restaurant, and bring the Taobao receipt of a booking to the restaurant and say that I already booked, and the restaurant owner say, I never received this kind of thing. You can see that consumer today, their behavior has changed. They rely and they trust on the LM more than they trust on human word on sometimes, our real world, reality world. So in future for marketing, the world of communication channel may change. It may not longer be human talking to human. In last time, when TV time, it's really about the mass voices. When it comes to internet time, it's about very detailed targeting, or it's relying on different communication channel. The next communication channel is human talking to your LLM or your personal AI assistant. That channel change, all our work will no longer exist. Whatever we talk about how to promote a product is still relying on we are speaking to a human. But if in the future, your son or your children will believe in the LLM more than they believe in human words, what will happen? Our whole communication channel, our whole way of communicate that we talked about today, about all the technology or the way that we do, may all change. There is a revolution that happening, disruptive that is happening on the marketing. That we don't know when it's going to happen, but we know one day that it already come, because if an AI or an agent or an LM can convince someone to commit suicide, it's a matter of time that our children will trust on AI more than they trust on anything that they see. So how is the marketing or how is the brand is ready or preparing for that? For that kind of transition is those who are really put their brand trust in the LM earlier than the others. So that's one thing. That of course, if currently, yes, the biggest way that human cannot be replaced by the LM or the AI is still storytelling. Something that can touch people, something that can really move people. Okay, you cannot replace the AI to be your president or your someone who make a difference. That is still human. But marketing will be the area of impact on the AI because of our communication channel change. The way of people communicate has changed. So yeah, that's my point. Thanks.
Thank you, Eddie. That's why we marketers have a big, big responsibility in this age, because we are the ones who will communicate to our children.
Yes.
How about you, Jardy?
I guess coming in third, they already took my answers. So just to add on it, creativity. So I mentioned it also in my portion, but it's very broad. I know that AI can create art already, can make poems, songs, etc. But on a very specific part of creativity, the creative solutioning bit, AI is getting there, but not quite. There's still a limitless possibility when it comes to creative solutioning done by humans, or in a Filipino local term, the discarte part. I don't think AI can catch up quite soon on that one. AI is still based on data, and data is all based on things that happened in the past. So crafting the future using connecting all the data points of the past, yes, you can create a lot of magic there, but creating something done by a human, it involves data points that are not yet created. So let's hold on to that advantage and really maximize it using the power of AI to scale that and make it easier for a lot of people to make it useful.
Maraming salamat, Jardy. If I had to sum up what I'm hearing, the brands that win in the next chapter get fluent fast, redesign the working relationship deliberately, and protect the parts of creativity that only humans can hold. If this conversation gave you one thing to try with your team this week, drop it in the chat. And please all join me in thanking Jordi, Eddie, and Laurent. Maraming salamat to our panelists. And I'll bring the floor back to you, Bobby.
What an amazing discussion, guys. I hope you have more time. I can just listen to the four of you the whole day. So thank you very much. Once again, huge thank you to Jardy of ByteDance, to Eddie of Amplify Media, Laurent of WPP Media, and of course, Amray, our moderator from Vital Strats. Maraming salamat sa inyong apat for sharing your valuable insights, bold bold perspectives and inspiring ideas on the evolving future of AI, creativity, and brand building. Thank you, guys. Today's conversation truly reminded us how exciting and transformative this new era can be when innovation and human creativity come together. Take out the shame and start exploring the power of AI now. Thank you to Catapult Digital, our official live streaming partner, for our PANA virtual GMMs. We are requesting all of those who are still in the call or in the session to please scan this QR code to share with us your thoughts about our session for today and suggestion for our upcoming GMMs. Again, requesting all of you to please scan this QR code to share with us your thoughts about our session for today and suggestion for our upcoming GMMs. Attention to all PANA members. May mga nagtatanong nito kanina pa. Another exclusive for all of you. We will be sharing the speaker's shareable deck within 1 week from now in our FYEO folder. Again, we will be sharing the speaker's shareable deck within 1 week from now in our FYEO folder, so watch out for that, PANA members. Before we end this session, let us share to all the winners of our food vouchers. These are the top 30 brave souls who posted their company names with hashtag PANA GMM while joining and watching our live session for today. Congratulations to all of you, and PANA Secretariat will be keeping in touch with all of you. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. This is your PANA Executive Director, Bobby Simborio, encouraging all brand builders, advertisers, industry leaders to shape the future of advertising and brand building with truth, responsibility, and purpose, leveraging on technology and innovation to create a society that is informed, compassionate, and trustworthy. Wishing everyone continued safety and good health. Masyadong mainit sa labas, so please stay hydrated and let us remain united in prayer for peace in our country and the whole world. See you all again on June 25 for another PANA GMM. God bless everyone.